So my people, we're gonna get into some things. And the first thing more want get in people, we more want kick off this with Lady Louise and the youth where help her bring down Abel boss. I'm gonna tell you something people. If she feel like say she find somebody who really care about her and want to see the best and all them something there, she make a sad mistake. Because you see this youth here, me know where him a look. Yes, what me I say, him a look the same thing what Abel boss did a look. Him come on that style. So you say if him get to where him want, maybe him a go stick around cause you never can tell. You see me I say? Or maybe he make Shebada like Abel. You know what me I say? So want to not tell me what you think in the comment section when you no watch this, because it a go show how Lady Louise obsessed over Abel and a long time she did love off the man and want him. You see me I say? So want to know watch keenly no people, and una go see say this woman here go up on TikTok fi look a man, fi look a Jamaican man. Just like the woman when he Jax were tough enough did have a same way she come on the app and look somebody. In my opinion still, because based on what she has say people and the vibes they may get. But more want to tell me what you think, more want to listen good and tell me what you think. And then my people, we're going to hear from Shebada, because Shebada reveal some things about Miss Kitty and style down in our little way after the vibes with Dan and Sunshine. And Sunshine said down for sure inside our place and them way there. So we're going to get tonight, my people.
You can say you won't make for talk. You can say you got tear down, you say got tear down that. But at the end of the day, or if you tear down, or if somebody when them jet off Ghana Greece for holiday, or them jet off Ghana Maldives for holiday, and literally turn off them phone because guess what? You know in a them league. You know in a them league. People don't want to get this twisted. If Louise scammed the bank would have done that on Louise case. But we'll leave that. We can't tell you that. I got make Louise come. I'm gonna make some like 7.6 gun man. Like up the page, man. What I do? Like up the page. Like up the page, like up the page, like up the page, please and thank you. Like up the page. I don't know your name, you know. I don't know your new name pan wait name there. The truth may I tell you. I don't know your name. I don't know your name. Let me see if Louise there in the comments. Send her the thing that send her the I'm not saying you need the live down, please. I'm begging us some likes. Oh, Angel Eyes. Okay. Oh. Hey, Louise.
Hey. Hey. Fortis. Hi, everyone.
Melissa, we just that get so there's a few things. You know what I want you to do, Lady Louise. First thing I wanted to ask you, just for clarifications. The narrative is that is the baby, is when you hear about the baby. That's what triggered you off. And I wanted to ask you to clarify that. When was the thing? Was it over before you hear about it? It was after you tell him say it was over. And I think you had posted that when you said it's over, and then that's when him started being nasty and then talk about the baby. Correct me if I'm wrong.
So basically, it was, I would say for me, I would say maybe 2 weeks before we had the big blow up, my mood was changing towards him, because about a week and a half before we had the blow up, I wasn't shooting for him and I wasn't really on his live. So things were changing with us. He was trying to draw me back in and I was sort of pulling away. But we weren't quarrelling as such. We weren't sort of arguing and fighting. So I think it was the Wednesday. I remember it being a nice sunny day. I'd gone out for a dinner with my friends, come home, and I was rushing. I was just rushing around to just, you know, take off my work clothes and just relax. And he must have called me about 7 o'clock in the evening, my time. And I knew he was trying to tell me something, but it kept coming out as an argument. I kept saying to him, what is it? And I even said to him, I said, there's only two things you can say to me. You know, you're either getting married or, you know, your girlfriend's pregnant. It was one of the two things. And he was hemming and hawing. He was saying, but you're not going to have no children with me. You can't have children with me. I'm like, Abel, when did we ever talk about these things? Why you know, I was shocked at what he was saying to me. That's what made me think, you know, it was one of those two things he had to say. He took his time. He started an argument. He came back round. And then he said to me, you know, when you used to try, you wanted to tell me something and you found it difficult to say what it is. And I used to say,
bring it to you. Tap the screen, people. Bear some top power tap. You don't know how to bring it to you, Louise.
He didn't know how to bring it to me. He kept saying, you know, when you tried to say something to me and you get all shy and difficult, you don't know. He said to me, I know how you feel now. So I knew he found it difficult to work. And I was like, just say it's only one or two things. So he said, oh, my girlfriend's pregnant. And I didn't say anything at first. And then we spoke for a little while and I put the phone down. And I think before that, I said to him, you know, I'm really disappointed because you could have just said that to me. Instead, you know, you kept me on the phone for about an hour, hemming and hawing, finding it difficult. And then you were making arguments and you actually spoilt my day. But anyhow, I dropped the phone and that was the end of that. I wasn't thinking too much about it. But it did start making me think about how did this happen? How did this all happen? And then he started to say to me that he gave me the dates of when she was pregnant, and I was able to work it out that it was just after the World Cup when the bank had taken my account and shut it down and I didn't have any money. And during that time when I didn't have any money, that was when he was in the grill with his girlfriend. Now, who cares about that generally? Just be a decent person and tell a person what's going on. Those were the things that infuriated me. Not the fact that his girlfriend was pregnant, was the fact that you had me rolling along, shooting for you, making huge demands on me when you knew damn well you had a girlfriend. And if you had told me that, I probably would have still been shooting for you now, because I would have been shooting for you what I wanted to shoot for you. Okay. And that is how it all bust out. And then I think the Thursday, most of the Thursday we spent arguing. And then the Friday I was like, listen, I'm done. I'm done. I'm ready to move on, because at that point he had said a load of things. That's when he said that my dad had shit, and as a result of that I was born. He was
alright, so people, let me know what you want to think about what she has said. You see me? But it's like she did invest in a Abel boss, thinking that she would get a relationship from him, and that not happen. So she hurt and now she bitter. You know what I mean? And Abel boss did lead her on. You see me I say? I have her thinking, say yes, there was something between them. But I just saw life set more while, you know what I mean? She just have to brush herself off and get up back again. She might find somebody 100 times better than Abel, you see me? So make me know what to think, me people. I go watch some more.
Saying things like that to me.
1 second, Louise. We're not going to go right there so yet. So that's just one some of the people who are getting a false narrative about certain things. So basically, it wasn't a just. Oh, you just tell her because if he had no choice but to say it. But before telling you, you were on the phone for like a long while before you tried to come out and say it. And yes, you have a wife, you're upset, I get that.
But he didn't think I should be upset. He thought, because one of the things he said to me is, you should give me credit because I didn't have to tell you now, because we're not telling anybody until January. The baby's not due until the end of February, the beginning of March. And I'm like, are you serious? Do you really think I should be proud of that? Or give you, leniency for that? And straight away I thought to myself, no, I can't give you props for that. I shouldn't even be in this mess because you knew you had a girlfriend all the time. You should never be in that situation.
All the time you keep asking him, do you have a girlfriend?
Exactly.
He would never ever admit to it.
No, and I put out one of the messages that I put out was for April, and that was it, because you remember he cut and pasted the last post where he cut and pasted the bit that he wanted everybody to see that made me look bad, and I put the whole conversation out there. In that conversation was and Blinger took a part of that conversation and had that up on her status, but on my page is the whole conversation where you can see I was telling this man I wanted to be friends with him.
While we have that, it's another narrative out there saying, it wasn't when your fault, because I know, and you've put it out there that, and you've said it even on other live, you said it where you said when you were shooting, you were shooting for everyone. You were shooting for everyone, and you were shooting for him as well. And at that point, that wasn't the point where the so-called relationship or romance scam started. Because at that point, you were only friends and you were only shooting the minimum, like things that you wanted to shoot.
Right. So that would have been in the earlier days. So that would have been when I first started shooting for him. So, and I go by money rather than gifts, because I used to spend on Roger, I used to enjoy shooting for him. So I used to shoot maybe about between, I don't want to overestimate, I'd say between £300 and £600.
All right, let me not, I just want to get, just so people can really understand certain things. Take us back to like when you were just a normal friend shooting, and then give us a date when the
things started to change.
Things started to change, and around what time?
Okay.
And your parents, your father died, because we saw the message you put out when you said it was your mom's anniversary, but he didn't care about that. Just give us a quick rundown on the first bit, because we don't want people to get it twisted. You were a friend for everybody shooting until where you started now trying to pursue you.
Right. So I think between the months of, I think I joined June. All I know is that I've started on this app when Brittany and World Dog was in a TikTok, relationship. So World Dog used to hold church, and he did a sports day, and I think that was around about June last year. So that's when I started shooting for Roger. So I'm happily shooting for Roger. I haven't noticed Abel at this time, because I'm shooting for Roger. I don't think I've gone on Abel's live. But then one Sunday I saw Abel on live, and my spirit didn't take to him, so I wasn't interested. But that's how I knew of him, because he was part of World Dog's church. And I'll never forget, he had on this red pair of shorts, a red jacket, and one of those ladies' bonnets. Then this thing that I put on my head to sleep with. He had on one of those, and I didn't like him. And he had like a bush in his hand, and I looked at him and I thought, nah, and I was looking at everybody and seeing what sort of personalities and what have you. But Abel was not one of them. Anyhow, fast forward, I ended up, I think one day, because I take my lunch break about 2:00 in the afternoon, And Abel used to come on at about 8 o'clock in the morning. So that's about the right time. So one day I must have been just taking my lunch break and I went on TikTok and there was Abel. So I went into his live. Roger didn't come on until about 7. So I was on his live. At that point, I wasn't really shooting. And I wasn't sure that I really liked him. Anyhow, but I was on his live. He knew who I was at that time. Anyhow, cut long story short, he and I had a fallout because he was playing Sadie in a match. And those were the times when he used to do the dancing. And he would say, if you lost the dance, you'd have to bend down and bend over and he would give you a dance. And his live was very popular. Those were the times when he was I would say a lot more entertaining than what he is now. I mean, nothing like that now. And that's when I started to shoot for him, but nothing big, maybe a motorcycle or something, money guns, and nothing huge for him. I saved the money for Roger. Right. And he lost the match with Sadie. In fact, I deliberately didn't shoot so he could lose the match with Sadie because she had this giant 5-foot inflatable butter stick. And she said that, you know, if she won the match, she was going to use the butter stick on him. Anyhow, I didn't shoot because I wanted to see it. I thought that was going to be funny. Well, that caused the biggest argument because he didn't do it. He said, oh, I'm going to get screen recorded and people are going to say things like that. And I wrote in the chat, you're not fair. Because when she lost, she did your dare. Abel cussed me, he cussed me, he cussed me. He didn't call my name, but I had a feeling he was talking about me. And I didn't know him well that time. And I think I might have apologized to him because when I thought about it, I thought he was right.
When you're just starting to shoot for him.
Yeah, so this is right at the beginning. And it was after that we had the cussing. He cussed me off, but he didn't say it was me, but he was upset because he read my comment and I had called him unfair because when he was cussing, he was saying, people come over here and say they're unfair and they don't even drop me a rose, blah, 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 blah. And that's how I knew he was talking about me. So what I decided to do at that point was give him a couple of big gifts. I think I gave him that day maybe 3 Interstellars. Mm-hmm. Didn't think nothing more of it. Roger came on in the evening. I went over to Roger's live. That's where I like to jam and that's where I like to be. Mm-hmm. That evening,
Alright, my people. So, more I know if una listen what a woman here say. Una listen what she has say? Because she say she dey on the live and I watch them a match or whatever and she never did like Abel like that. He wasn't one of them. So that means that she was looking somebody. You see what I say? Wanna listen good enough people. If you don't hear that part there, wanna back it up and go listen. When she talk about how she start give Abel. And tell me what you think in the comment section. You know what I mean? We me see it if you just take our losses and move on.
He came onto Roger's live. And, you know, I thought, oh, they're going to match or something like that. And he came on and he said, Roger, I've just come over here to thank your gifter, Lady Louise. You know, she came over and she gave me a support today. Well, that was it. That's how we ended up here. Because after that, he then started to inbox me and take it from there.
So after that, you know, he started to try to woo you, to get you.
Yes.
So, but, big up coins. So, at that point, we saw the text where at that point when messaging your father had not passed as it.
No, he hadn't passed at that stage.
That was the year of that was within your mother's anniversary, and that's when he was starting.
So around about that time, my mum was coming up to when my mum had passed away, and I was saying to him, you know, it's my mum's anniversary, you know. I think that was a couple of days later, but him and I weren't really talking like that, and I was pushing him away and keeping him at a distance because I wasn't interested in like that. You know, I was really in tune with Roger and on his team, so I wasn't really giving Abel that much time. Abel was chipping away at me until, you know, and then he would say to me, "Are you coming over on my live?" I would, you know, take my lunch break at a certain time. There he was. And that is how it got there. He then came into my live, or into my inbox, and he said something like, I know this sounds really, I feel stupid because I should have had enough sense to know. He said something like, "I love you." And like, I didn't even, excuse my language, I didn't even know the man. And I feel so stupid because I'm like, if somebody come up to me and said, "Oh, I love you," I'd take it with a pinch of salt, especially if I didn't know them.
So all right, let's get a bit into this. All right, so normal. So you were gifting before a friend, and we already know that with the part where you were gifting as friend, that you're not gonna see that back. But the Roman scam came in now, and wait, you started gifting for him now when, you know, we realized you started gifting for him now when you thought you were in a relationship.
Yeah. So I would say from that point to maybe January. Sorry.
Give us a month or a day from what point to what point you was just meeting friends, and then from what point to what point no you started, because you started shooting more when you thought you were.
So I'd always been what I consider a generous shooter. He doesn't consider that as a generous shooter, but I think, you know, when you're shooting £300, which is about, you know, 330, you know, USD. I think that's generous, because I was like kind of shooting that.
That's more than generous.
Right. Now, he's always felt that I've been a small shooter. He's always felt that I've shot small for him. Even if I shot him £10,000, which I did at World Cup, it's still small to him. It's nothing, because he knew how much I had in my account, because not at that point. So the first, up until January, let's say things, because he was in America, our relationship started to get close as it was leading up to America. The first time he went to America, and I think he went to America in October, November. And that was the time when he wanted everybody to shoot for him, because he was trying to get the money to get over to America. It was the first time he was going. So, and I was just shooting average, although I would say around that time I started to get a bit fed up with him, and some of the earlier text messages I put there, because I was like, I'm tired. You know, there's a 6-hour difference. I know you want to rank, because he kept saying, "I want to rank." Around that time he was ranking every week, and he kept saying, "I want to rank, I want to rank." It wasn't that he wanted to rank, he wanted the money, because he was going to America. But he would be under this rank, and I'd be saying to him, "Listen, I'm tired. I've been at work. I'm coming back." You know, he was starting in the morning and going and then coming on in the evening, because he used to come on twice. He's come on in the morning, and he used to come on in the evening, and I couldn't keep up with him. And I was like saying to him, "No, I can't. I'm tired," and all these things. But he needed the money to get himself to America. So that's when the pressure started to be put on.
So all of this started around that time. Was it around that time you lost your father now, right?
Yes. So, yes. So my dad passed away, and I then decided, right, that's it. Naturally, I became depressed. That was
all right. So I just want the people to understand, because there's a narrative out there that you're trying to sell, and when people have a responsibility, when they have a big platform, they have a responsibility for the truth. You understand me? Regardless, because journalists give the truth no matter what. But if you get paid, I guess you're going to use it because they're getting paid fee. Probably, we don't know. It's people being saying allegedly, I don't know. However, I just want you people out there to understand, when they hear that narrative, I want you to understand, because she posts a lot of stuff. Hey, Tanisha, when Lady Louise started, there was a point she was shooting for everybody as friends. She said she shoot for World Out, shoot for whatever, and We're going to take a break for a minute because I want to let Louise say something about something, but we're just going to get down into it. So I want even some of the ex-gang them over here to get certain things so they can understand. Because I don't want people to use them and mix them up and feel like say nobody has go for the ex-gang or word, or because the other people might try put that in them posts to make it look like say that's the narrative. I wouldn't want that narrative. I'm no world that smart than that still, you understand me?
Exactly. He's much smarter than that.
But if the time where we are trying to clear up is the narrative say, oh, the woman shit, they're saying, you know, you shoot feed before your father died, say that nothing to do with your father when your father died. People, the relationship never happened until.
Alright, my people. Someone asking a question. How do you guys feel about the ongoing this thing while going? Wanna feel like say it need for done, you know? And if she a go bring Abel whatever consequences, you know what I mean, she should just do it and stop talk. I wanna feel like say she should talk until she's satisfied because she's hurt. You know what I mean? And as me say, she did love off Abel boss. You see me? And him take disadvantage of the situation and use her and she hurt. So I don't feel like say she should just talk until she satisfied or she should just done with it and allow him and leave him alone. Make me know what to think in the comment section, my people, because on a level, me feel like say she should just done with it.
Him realize that she's in a vulnerable state. There was a friend, begging us some power taps, please, begging us some power taps, please, and thanks. There was the friend where she was giving the gift to, but it was everybody. She never stayed in one place. It was everybody. That's when him go in our inbox and start try to woo her, and within that time, our mother anniversary, our father passed, she posts all these. I don't know why we talk about it, but we have to talk about it again, just refresh people and people the messages are on our page. She start, him realize that, him start woo her. We read the message where him never did care about our mother anniversary. He never cared say her father died. All him care about was the ranking. You saw the messages. You understand me? And him start woo her, and then that's where it started up, man. Because anybody message this to him. If all I know who ever say that could have happened to one of the people pass, that's Uno. Uno cannot say how other people's mind work. You understand me? If a lot of people when them lose somebody who's close to them, sometimes them have when them get back and they done cry and ball and all this, them realize them come out of that trance, and they realize that wait a minute, why me I give you money? No, why are you in my house? Oh wait, why am I with you? Why is that there? Why is the house blue? That's when they're out the trance. When they're out of a trance, that's what happens. And when you lose someone who you love, it's like every man, dog, drunk is up sorry for. It's like your heart is more open than people are vulnerable. You see, now you're asleep and death. You're more vulnerable. If you're not vulnerable, you're probably cruel. You understand me? And that's where implant in Steve when she was more vulnerable. So when I just remember the night, we said, oh, she that gift before. I thought she did not deny it. She never denied nothing like that.
I've never denied gifting. There was a point where I was gifting freely. Now, when he was getting ready to go to America, he started to put the pressure on because he needed the money for America. And he started every day, he was texting every single day. And I was like, it was getting exhausting because I could see what he was doing. He wanted the money and he was putting pressure on me. But anyhow, fast forward.
Go on.
He's in America now. Towards the end of his holiday in America, he had a hired car and he crashed the hired car, and he didn't tell anybody that he crashed the hired car, and it ended up costing him 1,500 USD. Now that's when the bullying started, because when he asked me for the money, it was coming up to Christmas, and I said to him, I can't give you that money. I've just bought my son a new car. I was trying to sell my house, one of my properties that was just giving me a whole heap of problems, and it was just easier to get rid of it. But because of the problems it was giving me, I wasn't finding it easy to sell. So I was saying to him, listen, no, I've got, like, you know, some money there, that's mine. Because even though I have money, I'm not a big spender. I'm not one of these people that live that lavish life. I don't believe in that. I think that's fake.
Hold on 1 second. Let me mute and you keep speaking.
So when in January, after he crashed the car, he asked me to lend him the money. Oh, wait, most importantly, let me just quickly say, in October, I gave him the first 1,100 USD. And I sent him £1,000. It worked out to be 1,160 something USD. And he had asked me for that because he said, I need to get myself a hotel or a bed and breakfast, and it's going to cost me this much. I'm not sure if you can help me. Can you give it to me? And I can't remember. I gave it to him, but I can't remember how quickly I gave it to him. But I did give him, that was the first money I gave him. So when he was in America now and he crashed the car in the December, so that was the October I gave him the £1,000 for the bed and breakfast that he wanted to get himself in America. Then in the December, just before he was ready to come back home, he went and crashed the hire car, messed it up, cost him 15 USD. And he asked me for the money. And I said to him, I didn't have it. And he kept pressuring and pressuring, you can find it. What if you needed that money? Who would you ask for it? I said, I'm not asking anybody for that money. And I said, can't you borrow the money? And he was like, no. I said, well, can't you borrow the money and then I'll help you give back the money? And then we fell out. We weren't speaking for a couple of days. So we started talking. And then he said to me, after we started talking, I didn't speak to him for about 4 days. And then he came back and he said to me, you know that money you said that you would lend me? I need it. And we ended up arguing because I was like, when did I say I was giving you the money? I said to you, lend it, borrow it, and I would, you know, give it, I would help you back with it, you know. And then I didn't know whether he'd borrowed the money or not, but all of a sudden he started saying, I'm going to release all those text messages because he put me under pressure. He said, I made him borrow money and now he's in debt and all these kind of things. And he made me pay the 1,500 USD to him, although I didn't pay it to him until the new year because I didn't get my house sold and, you know, I was waiting for so many things. So I didn't actually pay him it until the new year, or I think I gave it to him in 3 payments or something like that, maybe 5, and got rid of it that way. But we were arguing bitterly.
1 second, Louise. Was it him that actually rented the car or was it one of his gifters or moderator who rented it for him?
I don't know. I think it was one of his gifters, moderators that rented the car for him. And
Okay.
he crashed it. He didn't tell them. And the finance company obviously charged them for it, and he had to give back the money, but he didn't have that kind of money. So he put me under immense pressure and told me that I said I had put him in debt because he had borrowed the money as I suggested he should borrow it, and now I can't give it back to me. And I would say to him, listen, wait. So, and I've got those text messages, like, he's like, have you got it? I'm like, I told you, I haven't got it until January. And like every minute he's saying, I don't think the woman should have to wait that long for the money. I'm telling her, I don't have it.
So for somebody who's in the comments, I saw where it said, "Oh, no, sorry, rental go." Listen to what she said. She said it wasn't him who rented; it was someone rented on his rented for him. So it was under somebody else's name. They rented and they gave it to him to drive, and he crashed it. And the people when he crashed it, the people who rented in a problem, and he wanted the money to pay back the person. You understand? That's what she's saying. All
So
right.
at that
Alright, so my people, more and say this. You see, if this woman here and Abel boss never in a disagreement and she just, you know what I mean, cut from around him, I feel like say Abel boss would have dry out that woman in your bank account. Believe me, my people, me not have nothing against Abel boss, but the way how it look from what she has say, although there is two sides to every story. You understand? And the part where she did not talk about say Yellow Bar start, look her and Ray and Blinger have the proof and whatever. Me dey pan Blinger live and Blinger play something like when she and Able Boss just a get in and she did a lead on Able Boss.
time, you know, it could have been like Blues, Marcel, Catwoman. I don't know. It could have been somebody, because after that, Blues and Marcel shortly afterwards left him. So I don't know if it's because of that they got vexed and left him. I don't know, but it was all around that. By the time he came back to Jamaica, desperate for the money and putting me under pressure to give him the $1,500 to pay for it. So I gave it to him in 3 payments. I think money, because I had suggested that he borrowed it, and now he's borrowed it. I owe that money because he did what I told him to do, which was to borrow.
I believe you. Others believe you. Who don't? That's for them problem, because we've read the text message, the WhatsApp message when he asked for his birthday and said he want a land, and he was very demanding. Where he was like, "I need the land now before my birthday," and I was like, "Damn." This brother stuff like he gave you something. You understand? Like he give you something, put on him and tell us that because some likes people, like him and tell us that he's a land in need and he need the land now. So that was like just crazy.
So I would say in January was when he started to pressure me, because the first thing was the loan, and then after that it was every day, you know, to come and shoot for him, And at that point I was shooting for him, but not hugely. Not hugely was I shooting for him. So maybe a couple of, maybe £250, £300. But he would say to me, "Oh, I need your help. Could you come and shoot £300?" And I was like, no.
One of the big first things, let me go on top of the screen a little bit. Secondly, so we get that, we understand that, and during this time, it was the time of your mourning, right? Was this during the time of your
so then at that point my dad had gone about 2.5 months, so it was no time, and I used to say to him, I'm feeling depressed, and he would be nagging for the money all the time. Sometimes it was just, for me, it was just easier to just take this and F off and leave me alone. I need peace, because he was hammering. He was carrying on like he was desperate.
Well, yes, now we know that she was a client. We know she didn't know she was a client at the time. That's the thing.
I was a client, but I just didn't know I was a client.
Yeah. You never know she was a client, so there's nothing where she never knew at the time. She just it was a circus, and she was the main attraction and not known, because this man had little Louis shooting. Why never tell you say him and Queen the day in the first place? As a friend, you ask him, we saw the message where you ask him multiple times. They even use sites. The Jamaican people call it sites. Or reverse psychology, and say, I know you have a woman. And the first thing when him say is that I must see you give me a woman.
Yeah.
Everybody in Jamaica know what that means. That means say, oh, he might go around her.
Yes. At that point he hadn't clarified that he had a woman. He didn't. It wasn't until it was in the new year he clarified. So he liked to say it was last year, but it wasn't. It wasn't. And then in April, and I put those text messages out, listen to the shit that man was saying to me.
Yes,
baby, I'm going to sort it out. Just trust me. Blah, blah, blah. I mean, I was so confused.
All right. So, Lady Louise, we just look over a few things. We're not going all over everything, but let's get to the mother, in fact, because people are saying, oh, are you tell him for do all it. However, I guess some of them people don't go on your page, and I guess we're not gonna say them all of them done. Some of them don't, but not everybody go on your page, and some people are new to it, so they don't go on your page until you change your name. They don't know what your page is or whatever. However, we've been following this for a while. We've seen, please, make me some taps. We've seen, let's say if we can go up to 50 taps. We've seen the message where he suggested we're going to tread carefully and we're going to tread lightly on this part here. We're not going to talk about some stuff because some stuff is still in process, but we're going to talk about who suggested about you writing the letter. And when people see this, I want to understand something more.
Writing what letter?
1 second, Lee. When if no phone on a bank account get frozen, we're not going to panic mode. You understand me? We're not going to panic mode, and yeah, but if we tell somebody and somebody suggests something for get back or whatever, we're not going to do it. And remember, we are talking to a woman who basically just got through worry in her life, emotion in her life. You understand me? And this better stuff up worry. Come serve her worry. So the letter that said that they posted saying, will you write into the bank about him being family or something like that? Who suggested it?
We had a conversation, and I think he said something like, with a conversation, I don't want to say it was him or me. One of us suggested it. It might have been me, it might have been him, I can't remember. But we had a conversation about it, because I was telling them, listen, they've closed down my bank account. It may have been me. Let's just say it's me, because I don't want no arguments, and I don't want them to turn around and say, oh look, she's saying wrong stuff. So let's just say it was me. Could have been me, could have been him, but I'm happy to say it was me. We were discussing it though. We were discussing it. He was saying to me that he would tell his mum, and his mum would do it, or he was going to give me at first I think he gave me a photo of his mum on Mother's Day, and he said, go and give that to your mum. And then I was saying, well, initially they asked for a photograph of him, either holding up his ID or have my name on a piece of paper with the date on it. And he was away. I think he was at that Bad Mixture weekend, he was at the Bad Mixture weekend when my account got closed down.
Alright, so my people, we're gonna watch just a little bit more, and then we'll go over Shebada and hear what I say about Miss Kitty and Dan. You see me? So, I want to tell me what I think about this lady and my people. She's hurt. You know what I mean? I'm gonna hope this youth here not hurt her like how she already hurt. You see me? Because I feel like say him a look something. And that's why I'm do all of this big woman thing. Tell me what I think, my people.
My account got closed down.
So where he said, he's got to get his mom to think, and you said okay, but I don't see where it said that I saw what I saw, and you did post it, and I looked at it today. I should have screenshot it. But however, I remember him saying he's gonna get his mom to do a video and to send it to you. I saw that.
Yeah.
So I saw he suggested that. That's what I saw.
Yeah, I think he did suggest it, because at the time he wanted me to get the account sorted out, because he knew at that point I couldn't give him any money because I couldn't access any money. So he was all for helping me to get it sorted out. And at that time I wanted it sorted out because I didn't have no idea how long it was going to take to
Sir Louise, Delani said he went over there and looked at the message, your message, and it showed that it was him who initiated it. Okay, so that's what she was saying. She never wants to say something where she don't sure she'd have to look, but now they say yes. They look back and say yeah, it was him who initiated. Okay, so it was him who initiated. Go on.
So I've forgotten what was I?
Where he said the mother would send you the thing.
Right. So at first it was a phone, and then there's a conversation that we had where I think he was they had they weren't satisfied with the photo and all them kind of things, and they kept changing it. Like afterwards, we still are not satisfied with what you're saying with the text messages and all that, because they had asked me for text messages. They asked for the photo of him holding up his card. The letter is there, so you can read exactly what they were asking for. So gave them that. That what didn't seem to be enough. They were like, how do you know that you're related to him? I said, of course I'm related to him. I mean, I'm just trying to get my bank account open now, back open. So we had to do things that I'm talking to him about, and because it's because of him the bank is closed down, because of the pressure he was putting on me to shoot for him. And then he said, oh, I'm going to go and ask my mum to, because he sent me the picture of him with his mother on Mother's Day, and he said show them that, and then he came back and said, no, better still, I'm going to ask my mum to do the video recording. And then that's how the video recording went. And I thanked her. I spoke, he had the phone in his hand. I said, oh, tell your mum thank you. And he said, well, she can hear you. And I said, oh, thank you very much. You've helped me a lot. And then afterwards I said to him, listen, I'm so appreciative of your mum helping. And I was at that point, I thought, that's it. You know, because he was convinced that they're going to let me open back my account. I said, once I get my account back, you know, I'm going to buy your mum some flowers and a thank you. And he said, and that's when he sent the other message saying, well, my mum doesn't like gifts. My mum likes cash. So my mum likes money. So I said, okay, you know, I'm going to give her some money then, you know. There was no this.
We saw that.
Right. So that was how that's how all that ended. So she done the video, we sent it to the bank, and the bank said no. And maybe the bank said no because maybe they could see that he was mouthing to his mum. He was like a puppet saying, right, my name is blah, blah, blah. And you could see that he was like nodding his head, you know, in agreement. If you saw the video of them, you can see that he's mouthing, he's talking, and you know the words. It's like a recital. So he's reciting along with his mum. When I gave it to the bank said no. And then they put me under pressure. I think they had me without any money for about 6 weeks. They allowed me to have some money, but I could only have a limited amount of money, and I could only have it in cash. They stopped me from doing any online payments because at that point they said I was being scammed. And as you can see, it's the bank saying that, not me. I've posted all the letters from the bank. These are the concerns that the bank had. They put me through hell to get my account open back. And then I got the account open back after nearly 6 weeks. 6 weeks they done it. And I think they were doing that so that it would give me enough time to see that he was scamming me, because they didn't believe me. They didn't believe. They kept interviewing me and asking me the same questions over and over again. How is he your cousin? When did you know, how have you ever... I was telling so many lies. I think there's a text message where I'm like saying to him, listen, I'm telling them so many lies because they're twisting me up. They're not believing.
I said, as the person come on the live and say, "Dan not show in our house. Dan no one show in our house." Me laugh because when you check the ratio, we really don't have no furniture in our house. You know, we don't have nothing for it. You know why? There is nothing in our house we can really action for our family them survive after we're gone. It's just fandangles, you know, pretty fandangles we are showing. It's just that we want to see pretty fandangles because everybody have a big TV, you know, but nobody don't have a bedroom theater. You don't have a bedroom theater. And you have a big television. If you go buy a big TV, go buy a theater and put in a one room. Build a room for a theater. And when I hear people say, "Don't show us space," I remember when time Batman said, "Move around," and I laugh. You know why I laugh? because this is what I know. Miss, don't think me a cuss you here, but we just use it as example. This is what I know. It's when Batman say move around, and I say move around, I only move along. You don't have no shine in your house. Me laugh. Like when me tell you say Anna, I got through generation curse. Annie, come here. You see, you is a dirty woman. You know what you do? You envy your daughter so badly, and when me dey talk it, them say I lie. You envy your daughter to the point where you have to take back a boy with no want you. Annie, me not tell no lie. You envy Anna so bad. You envy Anna happiness. You envy Anna mistakes. You envy Anna moving forward. You see, woman like you're not good. You see, if Anna find a man we really love her, Annie will carry her name to her man. For true. What going good as? Yeah, my baby. Yeah. No, she will carry. No, for true. You and your daughter must be in constant competition. You see, woman like you and a young family. Sometimes a woman make daughter stay. So I tell you this is a generation curse. I like me to tell you, when you talk about mother envying a daughter, you talk about Annie and Anna. A straight envy that nobody don't see. Annie would like Anna underneath her wings. Annie would like to tell Anna who to take and who not to take. You never know that? That's why the boy after that.
So people, you see when Annie did a cuss Anna, me did share with Uno say she take back her man when them break up already. So why she a cuss Anna for take back somebody where our baby father, you know what I mean, she not supposed to have a problem with that, because she herself knows say when you love somebody, you know what I mean, you can say the worst things about each other and still go back together, you know what I mean, because of the love we did it already. You understand? And see it, we come see it, she take back the youth where them say all different type of things about each other, and look now.
Go with your daughter. You know, willing for no say, take the man them your age now. Take the man them your age finally, because you will take your daughter baby father. You will take your daughter baby father. No two way about it. You will take your daughter baby father. I'm not gonna tell a lie for you. If anybody say me I tell a lie for you, tell them they are the ones lying. True. It's not lie. Your daughter must not gain this publicity on the internet in such a fashion that you believe that you can dominate. And that has always been these adults' problem. You understand me? When you want to throw your word for your mate, you bring out a little girl situation. That's the kitty me attack. You get what I mean? Because somebody thinks they should just take the man and the wife just hold it. So they have underlying argument and throw the word. Yeah, so she wants to throw her over her children and old man. So that's why she involved in every argument that have similar connection to her relationship. And that enough people don't know. So it's not like she wants to talk about Anna in a positive way for Anna to gain the knowledge. She wants to use that to send a message to her mate. Remember, so she did with Smaddy husband, and Smaddy husband she married. You understand me? She wants to send a message to the matey, you get me, that she had do a better job with the kids, true or false, and even taking care of the husband and sending back a message that the man will take care of she. But hear what, if she speak this way about this situation, the mate will have an understanding, because this is an intelligent way of carrying a message. But enough people not see it so it's not to empower Anna, but it's to belittle Anna the same way you're belittling the man ex-wife. No, it's true. And you see that clear as day. Because when you check the ratio now, if you are caring for kids and you're a mother, you want to uplift kids and tell kids how to grow, since you can attack Anna's situation, why you not come up and use your platform to encourage Dante, a young man who decided on taking another route? You see all that funny? So are you really here to encourage young people? Are you selective in encouraging young people? If you're being very selective in encouragement, then it simply means that you're throw water. Yeah. Parental settings and for all a man settings. I told you guys. I tell you now, so when you listen who has a family, you understand me, that is seeking her, and this young man have nobody we are seeking, why you not use their platform? So are we selective? So when them talk, people say, you really and truly hate the woman. No, I don't. But me just want to show you the things that we do and why we do them. That's why I said, don't show me how you overcome. Don't show me, say you overcome. Show me how you overcome. Show me. Show me. Nobody never look at it like that. A message within a message. It's true. Because if you say you're there for young people and you're a mother and you're going to speak to a woman with a situation and bother her, speak to a young man with a situation too, because you are a motivator. Lyrics. Until we hear you are Yannick Ketchup and the argument has nothing to do with you. You were defending a friend of yours that has a problem with Yannick, who you and I work same place. So you have to understand all of that. You know, go on like on intelligent, but through my barn and if I step over, go to water for go in, me know the message within the message. I know the message within the message. Yeah, so tell me the truth now. And then I must sit and say, you are a motivator and this is coming from a good place, and Landela cry out for help, and you supposed to take your media body and say, sir, I can't talk to people because them people are big, but you choose to talk to Anna. There are facilities that I think you should enroll in, and being so knowledgeable, go finish your education and make your decision on life. What hard in that? When you see a young man have to turn to websites for guidance, and people wouldn't understand when I talk certain way, the reason why I talk, I wouldn't want him to look to me for guidance being in such situation. You know why? If me I give him guidance, me I give behind closed door. You get what me I say? Because number one, you have to understand why I'm seek me, because you have to seek a comfort. You don't need a comfort in this situation, no. You don't need a comfort of this situation that you're in this situation. You need somebody that have no knowledge of this situation to comfort you out of this situation so you can start afresh. So you can start afresh. And for such, when everyone believe that Destiny is doing a good job, first thing first, why you seek me? It simply means you have no change to change. I saw you grow, I saw you grow. And we can't fight that. But you're still not getting the understanding as moving forward into what you love. You have to understand before you can settle down. Nobody not crush and crucify. We're not here about that. When others say that they are going to, you have some influencers. If they say that this is okay, or you know you're supposed to, or you can't, people will have an understanding. How you call yourself motivator, influencer, and you cannot influence a negative situation into a positive one. That is always my concern. When it's time to influence out of negativity into positivity, them shut their mouth. That has always been my concern.
Alright, some people, according to Shebada, Miss Kitty now motivate, she a throw a word. And Miss Kitty is known for throwing words still, you know, my people. Big man thing, you know. Miss Kitty is known for throwing words. But she win, she have the man, she get a youth for the man. Why antagonize the ex? Jaja. So people, me know what they thinking in the comment section. We're gonna watch some more here with Shebada because Shebada want like a mischief maker too, you know. You see me?
No, my opinion, that has always been my concern. And for such, I ask people this on a daily. Do not look to me for help. I will put you onto somebody, and I will check on you on a daily to see if you are improving. Because me can't tackle this as much as how I can master it. May you share similar attitude. I am not the one to lead or guide you. It's not like me know you from a long time. So when them sit down then they might shut up their mouth and go on. It is just fair. It is just fair. A lot of persons don't like when you tell them the truth, them say you have to fight against them. You understand me? But it's just the truth. It is just the truth. Exactly. And when you talk a fancy face, you have to understand that you only can recommend somebody into a job based on your knowledge, and you can only get them thus far based on your knowledge. Now when you look at a situation like Destiny is not even better than Landale. The only thing Destiny have over Landale is that a two different location. It's location. It's just location. And Destiny unblock so much people. Destiny unblock no more. No man, them send Destiny one book. Good night. Can I have one of the juice in the fridge, lady? No. No. When you're trying to hear them attack, nobody don't care. Nobody don't care. You see the bravery are the people them we know them get catch. And that's the problem. When a man hear a news boy, yeah, walk come down the road like, yeah, the news supposed no remorse. And that people worry for. And that people worry for. Time changed so drastically that it's not even a bother to people.
Alright, some people. Alright, so me I go end it. Let me know what you think in the comment section.